Hello everyone, and welcome back to Living in Lapland. I'm Tina.
And I'm Sami. Welcome to our little podcast where we share stories about everyday life here in Finnish Lapland.
Today we have a really exciting episode because Sami just came back from ice fishing yesterday, and I heard you had some amazing luck.
Oh yes, I caught 4 beautiful perch. Big ones too. I was so excited I could barely contain myself.
4 perch. That's incredible. So tell us, where did you go fishing?
I went to Lake Vikajärvi, about 20 minutes from town. The ice there is really thick now, probably 40 centimeters thick, maybe more.
Wow, that's thick. What's it like walking on a frozen lake? I have to admit, I'm still a bit nervous about it.
Oh, it's amazing, Tina. When the ice is that thick, it's like walking on solid ground. You hear your footsteps echoing, and sometimes the ice makes these deep cracking sounds.
Cracking sounds? That sounds scary.
No, it's not scary at all. The sounds mean the ice is strong and healthy. It's like the lake is talking to you. And the surface, it's so white and clean, covered in a little bit of snow.
That sounds beautiful. So how do you actually start ice fishing? Do you just find any spot?
Well, first you need to find a good spot. I like to look for areas where I know fish like to hide, maybe near some rocks under the water or where the lake gets a bit deeper. Then comes the hard work, drilling the hole. I use an ice auger, which is like a big drill. You turn it by hand, round and round, until you break through the ice.
That sounds like a lot of work. How long does it take?
Yesterday it took me about 10 minutes per hole because the ice was so thick. By the time I finished, I was sweating, even though it was minus 15 degrees.
Minus 15, that's so cold. How do you stay warm out there?
Layers, layers, layers. I wear thermal underwear, then a wool sweater, then my winter jacket. And good boots. That's the most important thing. Cold feet will ruin your whole day.
Right, exactly. So after you drill the hole, what happens next?
Then you put your line in the water and you wait, and wait, and wait some more. Ice fishing teaches you patience, let me tell you.
How long do you usually wait?
Sometimes hours. Yesterday I was there for about 4 hours total. I brought a small chair and just sat there, watching my line, enjoying the silence.
4 hours, weren't you bored?
Not at all. That's the beauty of ice fishing. It's so peaceful. No cars, no people, just you and nature. You can think or just enjoy the quietness. It's like meditation.
That sounds really nice, actually. So when did you catch your first fish?
Oh, after about 2 hours of nothing, suddenly I felt a little pull on the line. My heart started beating so fast. I pulled up slowly, carefully, and there was this beautiful perch.
How exciting! What does it feel like when you catch a fish through the ice?
It's incredible, Tina. One moment you're just sitting there in the cold, and suddenly you have this living creature fighting on your line. And when you pull it up through the hole, the fish is so silver and shiny against all that white snow.
Wow. And you said you caught 4? Did they all come from the same hole?
3 came from the first hole, and then I moved about 20 meters away and drilled another hole for the 4th one. Once you find fish, there are usually more in the same area.
That makes sense. So what did you do with the fish after you caught them?
Well, the great thing about winter fishing is that nature is like a big freezer. I just put them in my bucket and they stayed perfectly fresh. When I got home, I cleaned them right away.
And how did you prepare them? I bet fresh fish tastes amazing.
Oh, it was delicious. I filleted 2 of them and pan-fried them with just butter, salt and pepper. Simple is best with fresh fish. The other 2 I'm saving for soup tonight.
You know what? This whole conversation is making me even more excited to try it. What would you say to someone who's completely new to ice fishing? Any beginner tips? You know, Sami, talking about cooking fresh fish makes me think about how different our cooking is in winter here compared to the rest of the world. What are some of your other favorite winter dishes?
Not at all. The technique is very simple. The hard part is just being patient and staying warm. Anyone can learn. Even children do it here in Lapland. Oh, that's a great question. Winter cooking here is all about hearty, warming foods. We eat a lot of reindeer stew, slow cooked with root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and turnips, and cloudberry sauce. You can't have a proper Lapland meal without cloudberries.
That's encouraging. What equipment do you need to get started? Cloudberries. I remember the first time I tried them. They're so unique, sweet and tart at the same time. And they only grow in the wild up here, right?
Just basic things. An ice auger to drill holes, a fishing rod, some bait like small worms, and a bucket to sit on and carry your fish. Oh, and warm clothes. Exactly. They grow in the boggy areas and marshlands. My grandmother taught me to pick them when I was little. In late summer, we'd spend whole days collecting cloudberries and lingonberries. Then we preserve them for the winter. Jam, juice, even frozen whole. It's like storing little pieces of summer for the dark months.
Always warm clothes. Living in Lapland really teaches you about the importance of staying warm, doesn't it? That's so beautiful. Storing summer for winter. It makes me think about how much our lives here revolve around the seasons. Speaking of winter activities, ice fishing is obviously one of your favorites, but what else do people do here during the long winter months?
Absolutely. Winter here is not something to fight against. You have to work with it. Embrace it. When you do that, you discover how beautiful and peaceful it can be. Well, cross-country skiing is huge here. Most people learn to ski before they learn to walk. And snowshoeing, it's perfect for exploring the forest when the snow is deep. Then there's aurora watching, of course. Some nights when the northern lights are strong, people stay up until 3 in the morning just watching the sky dance.
That's such a good way to put it. I love how ice fishing is not just about catching fish, but also about enjoying nature and having quiet time. The Northern Lights. You know, since we're going to talk about Northern Lights photography next week, maybe you can give our listeners a little preview. What's the best time to see them?
Exactly. Sometimes I don't catch anything and I still have a wonderful day. Yesterday was special because I got fish, but every trip out there is good for the soul. The aurora season runs from September to March, but the best months are October through February, when the nights are longest and darkest. You need clear skies, no moon is better, and you have to get away from town lights. I have this spot about 15 kilometers from here where the view is perfect.
I think I need to try it sometime. Maybe you can teach me? I've only seen them a few times, but each time it feels magical. What does it feel like for you, having grown up here seeing them regularly?
Of course, I would love to take you ice fishing. We'll start with a short trip, maybe just 2 hours, and see how you like it. You know, Tina, I've seen them hundreds of times and they still give me goosebumps. Sometimes they're just a faint green glow, but other nights they fill the entire sky with dancing curtains of green and purple and blue. It's like the sky is alive. My grandmother used to say the lights were the spirits of our ancestors dancing.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. And for our listeners, if you try ice fishing or any other winter activities we talked about today, please send us your stories. That would be amazing. Well, I think that's a perfect place to end today's episode. Thank you so much for sharing your ice fishing adventure with us, Sami. That's beautiful. And I know you're quite the photographer too. What's the biggest challenge with photographing the Northern Lights?
Thank you for listening. I hope our story inspired some of you to try ice fishing or just to enjoy winter activities. The cold. Your camera battery dies faster, your fingers get numb trying to adjust settings, and sometimes your lens fogs up from your breath. Plus the lights move so fast, What looks perfect to your eyes might be completely different by the time you set up your shot. But when you get that perfect photo, it's worth all the frozen fingers in the world.
And thank you to all our wonderful listeners for joining us today on Living in Lapland. Next week, we'll be talking about Northern Lights photography, so don't miss that. I can't wait to learn more about that next week. You know, we've been getting quite a few messages from listeners asking about winter activities here in Lapland. Sarah from Germany wrote asking if Northern Lights tours are worth it. And Marcus from Canada wants to know about the best winter clothing brands.
Until next time, stay warm, everyone. Oh, great questions. For Sarah, Northern Lights tours can be wonderful if you don't have a car or don't know the area. They know the best spots and check the weather forecasts. But honestly, if you're staying here for more than a few days, rent a car and explore yourself. It's more adventurous. And Marcus, for winter clothing, you want layers and natural materials. Merino wool is your best friend up here.
Bye-bye. That reminds me, I'm still learning about proper winter clothing myself. My first winter here, I thought regular jeans would be fine. I was so wrong. I nearly froze walking to the grocery store.
That's exactly what every newcomer does. Cotton kills in winter. It holds moisture and loses all its warmth when it gets wet. That's why when I go ice fishing, everything I wear is either wool or synthetic materials that wick moisture away from the skin.
Speaking of ice fishing and proper gear, I bet our listeners are wondering the same thing I am. Is ice fishing actually difficult to learn? It sounds intimidating for someone like me who's never done it.